Hello, welcome. In this lecture, let us understand practically how we can use Jira to manage the Agile projects. This is a practical guide. We know that Agile is an iterative and incremental approach to software development. Before starting Jira, we will go through some of the important Agile concepts that will be required while using Jira. We know that Agile means incremental and iterative approach. It means we develop the software in installments. It means we will develop a small feature, we will release it to the customer, we will get the feedback, and we will develop again the another feature, we will release it to the customer. It will be an iterative and incremental. It means we develop the software by adding more and more features to it. In Agile, one of the important framework is Scrum. There are other frameworks such as Kanban, Extreme Programming, etc. But most of the organizations will be using a Scrum framework for software development projects. We will be specifically focusing on Scrum framework in Agile while using Jira. Jira provides various other templates such as Kanban as well. Also, there are various tools that are available for managing the Agile projects such as Trello, ClickUp, etc. But Jira is one of the most widely used, most widely accepted, famous tool which is used by most of the organizations. So it makes sense to practice Scrum framework in Jira. Basically, here we will create a project in Jira and we will use a Scrum framework template which is provided in Jira, manage the Agile project. There are some of the concepts or terminologies in Agile such as backlog. Backlog means set of features that are required for developing an application. For example, if you are developing an e-commerce application, there will be a features such as adding item to the cart, doing a checkout, creating a wish list, etc. Right? All different features are called backlog. And epic. Epic is a large body of work. For example, a wish list is an epic. A cart management is an epic. Inside the epic, there will be a multiple user stories. User story is nothing but a feature that is described from the user perspective. For example, it will be described like, as a user, I should be able to log in to the application by providing user ID and password. Or as a user, I should be able to add the item to the wish list. Right? Like this, different user stories will be written from the user perspective. And a task means to develop a particular user story, you need to have a set of tasks such as design, coding, testing, etc. Right? These are called tasks. And there is also one more terminology called sprint. Sprint is nothing but a time boxed approach to develop a set of features from the backlog. It means sprint is generally a duration of 2 to 4 weeks of time to develop an prioritized list of features. You are going to select some features from the backlog, and let us say there are 100 features here. You select, let us say, 5 features, and these 5 will be developed in the coming sprint, which is called sprint backlog. A sprint is nothing but a time period of 2 to 4 weeks where complete the selected user stories. Keeping these terminologies and concepts in mind, we can proceed to practically using Jira now. In Jira, we will be looking into creating an account and creating a project in Jira, adding users to Jira, create backlog. We will be creating a user story and we will add the story point. Story point is added based on the complexity of the story, right? And we will add the task for each of the user story. We will be creating a sprint. Sprint is nothing but time period of 2 to 4 weeks to complete the selected user stories. And we will add the user stories to the sprint. User stories that you are going to complete in a particular sprint, that will be added to the sprint. Then finally we will start the sprint. Once sprint is started, you will start working on those user stories, and those stories will be updated based on the status or a progress of work. Now let us see how we can create the account in Jira. Now let me sign up and create a Jira account. Just search Jira sign up in your browser, and you can see start using Jira free today. You can click on this. So let it load. Now you can sign up using your email
or you can also sign up with your Google account, Microsoft account, Slack or Apple account, right? So you already have account means you can log in here as well. So let me sign up here using my Google account. So I'll use my Google account to sign up. Here you can click continue and create your account. So let us verify this. Okay, so create the account. So you can give any site name here which will be allocated to you. So I will keep it whatever is populated here and continue. And what kind of work do you do? We can say we are mainly doing software development work, right? So what is your team's plan to use Jira? We work in Scrum, right? And run the sprints. So it is preparing your account. So it is taking some time to create your account. So let us wait. It will take some time to create the account. So we need to wait for some time. So it is created now. So to get started, it is asking the project name here. Before creating the project, I will explain which application we are going to take as an example for creating the project here. We will consider this demo.opencart application. Okay, demo.opencart.com, and this is a online shopping website. To create this website, we need certain features. So the features to be developed for creating this particular application is called backlog. And there are various backlogs such as product wish list, product comparison, user profile enhancement, search filter, right, guest checkout, right, reviews, and so many features we need to develop to make this application. So we will take one backlog as an example now. Product wish list. Product wish list means this is the wish list you can see here. You can add your favorite product to the wish list and you can refer those products later. It will get saved in your account, right? So add wish list feature for users to save the items for future purchase. Means whatever the items that you want to bookmark or save for later reference, then you can add those products to the wish list. This is the feature. We will take it as an example for a backlog item. And then for this particular backlog item, we can create an epic. Epic is product wish list, and epic name you can give some description about the epic, what is the value it is going to add, what is the acceptance criteria, right, for creating a product wish list. And to create this product wish list, we will have a multiple user stories. For example, add item to wish list is a one user story. User story can be like, as a user, I want to be able to add product to my wish list so that I can save them for future reference, right? Like this view wish list, you can create one more user story. As a user, I want to be able to view the items in the wish list that I have added earlier, right? Remove the items from the wish list. You can create user story like, as a user, I should be able to remove the items from the wish list that have been added earlier. Like this, for wish list, you can create various user stories. I have noted down some of the possible user stories here. We will take this one user story as an example and we will show how you can add the user story in the Jira. And you also can note down the acceptance criteria for this particular add item to wish list. Add to wish list button is visible on each product page. Confirmation message appears when the product is added to the wish list. This is the acceptance criteria for this particular user story. To develop and test this user story, there will be multiple tasks that you need to do. And we can note down this task here. Task number 1, 2, 3, right? Design the wishlist icon, implement front end for wishlist button. This thing is done by designer. This is done by front end developer. Some things are done by back end developers. And again, after development, testing is done by QA engineer, right? And then documentation is done by technical writer. So develop that particular feature, there are various teams, various roles are involved in that. First is a designing thing which is done by front-end developers, then again back-end logic is done by back-end developers, again testing is done by testers, and then documentation is done by technical writer or a product owner, right? Like this, what are the tasks involved for this particular user story? Then you can note down those tasks, right? So this is the application that we will take as an example. So I will name the project as Open Cart Demo. So I'll select this as not familiar, so get started, right? So this is the project that I have created. You can select here accept all. So you can go to Jira homepage by clicking this particular icon. Here Jira is one of the product provided by Atlassian. This is the icon where you can access various products like Confluence, product discovery, like this, right? You can click on this Jira here to go to Jira homepage, right? You can close this, right? Project that we have created, right? Open cart demo. So I'll go to this okay, Jira homepage. This is the project that we have created, right? Now you can dismiss this, right? Now if you go to the backlog, currently there are no items in the backlog. We can create the backlog here, means epic. We can, once you created the project, you can create an epic. You can create here, click on this create issue, or you can create here, right? You make it here. So first thing is you have already created the project. Select your project here, means this particular issue belong to this project. There are 4 different types of issues like task, bug, story and epic, right? Epic is large body of work, just like we have discussed earlier in Excel sheet. I have shown epic means this is the one epic, the product wish list. So I will create one epic here. This epic either will be done in one sprint or it might be completed in multiple sprints, because one epic will contain multiple user stories. So this is the description of the epic. I can place it here, right? And these epics are created by the product owner or a business analyst. Okay, he will describe the features that need to be developed. So here assignee, you can assign to any user, right? In your team, labels are useful for classification and searching. You can add the labels, which will be easy for filtering later if you want to filter certain epic based on labels. And parent element, this is the epic, so it does not have any parent element here. Which team is going to work on that, you can select here, and start date, end date you can select, right? You can also select the color for this particular epic, so that you can easily identify. And you can also add attachments here. You can also add some restriction if somebody should not be accessing this, right? So I'll create the epic now. So now you have created the Scrum 1 issue, right? So now issue is created, but it is not visible here, right? Because we need to make some change here so that it will be visible on the side. Show epic panel, you can make it like this here, right? So epic panel. Now under this product wish list epic, you can click on view details, right? And you can create a user story for this epic, right? For example, you can click on here, you create a issue, or you can even click here to create a issue. For example, I will create a story now. The parent element, you can select this epic here. Scrum 1 product wish list is a parent element. It means this user story will be created under this particular epic product wish list, right? So this is the user story. I will create this one for sample. So summary is add item to wish list. This is the user story, right? And this is the acceptance criteria, right? You can also put the acceptance criteria here, right? And status labels also, again you can add on if you want. And you can select which sprint it should be under. Story point estimate. Story point is given based on the complexity of the story, right? You can note down the story point for each of the story based on how complex it is and how much time it is going to take. For example, some stories might be complex, which will be having higher. For example, wish list analytics, I have given 8 story points here, right? For add item to wish list, I have given 3 story points. View wish list might be simple, so I will give only 1 story point. So complex issues, the complex user stories will get higher points. So I will give 3 story points here, and linked issue, if any issue is related to this, then you can link it here, right? You can create the user story. Now once you create the user story, you can see it is appeared under sprint 1. For this particular user story, you can create the task that we have seen here, right? These tasks need to be done. You can add the tasks here. For example, now this user story is created. This is the user story that has been added in the backlog now. So actually it is added under a sprint itself, and you can move this under backlog as well, I think, right? So now it is added under the backlog. So for this particular user story, you can add the tasks to be done, right? You can click on add here. You can click child issues here, and you can add the subtasks here. For example, you can add the task like design a wishlist icon is one of the tasks, right? Create, right? And then implement the front end for wishlist button, right? This is another task. So like this, you can add all the different tasks to be done to complete this particular user story. And you can also add the comments here if some work is done or something information you need to provide, right? You can see now under this backlog you have this user story. Under this user story you have some child issues, 2 child issues, right?
If you want to do any changes to this project setting, you can click on 3 dots here and click on project settings, and I will change the project key now. Open cart demo, I will change it as open cart, like this. I will change the key. Category, it's okay. I'll change this project key. So if I go to the project now, see, it will show it as OC2. It means issue number 2 in the project key OC, right? So first issue is this one. View the details. If you go here, this is the OC1, means issue number 1. First we have added the epic. Everything here is considered as issue, and after that we have created the user story, that is called OC2, means issue number 2. Under this user story we have added 2 tasks, right? That is given name as OC3, OC4. It means everything here in Jira is considered as issue. It will keep incrementing this number, right? Also there will be multiple people who will be working on the project. If you want to add the people to this project, then you can either go here and project settings, you can add the people here, and you can also add using here settings button and user management. Here I will try to add few users, and let us say you need to provide their email address. I will just provide some dummy address just for understanding purpose. I will say he's a dev1 at gmail.com. I will say tester1 at gmail.com. We can say product owner1 at gmail.com, right? I can add the members, right? It will send the email invitation to these users. Using that link they can sign up. And let us say I will add one more user. Let us say Scrum Master, Scrum Master 1 at gmail.com, right? I'll invite this user as well. If you provide a valid email ID here, they will receive the email. Using that email they can sign up and they can access this project based on the access that has been provided. I will go to the home page of the project Jira, and it will take me to the home page. This is our project, right? Now if you go to the backlog, here is the sprint 1. You can
drag the issues here. For example, I can drag this user story from here to here. It means it is added in this particular sprint, and we can assign this user story to different users here, right? Here you can assign, it's unassigned, so I will assign it to myself for now. You can assign it to some whoever is working on this. You can give a label as well here, right? You can type the anything like let us say open cart something, so it will create a new label like this. So these labels are useful for searching purpose whenever you want to do some searching in the project. So you can start the sprint by clicking on this particular button here, right? Say it will automatically take the end date based on the start date and the duration. Say I can give the sprint goal here, like goal, I can provide the goal here as implement add product to wish list user story, or I can say develop and test. Let's say you can start the sprint. So now it will start the sprint, and here whatever your work to do means work is not started. Once the work is started, you can drag this to in progress. Once it is done, you can move it to done. It means it is completed. And here you can also add some more columns here for customization. For example, if I want to say like review, or let us say test or review, you can say test. Let me add it as a test, right? We have added one more column here. We can, before done, we can test it here, right? Testing, and then when testing is passed, you can move it to done. And you can customize these columns here: to do, in progress, test, done, and you can even change the name here, right? And you can add the more columns based on your requirement. This is customizable dashboard. Once the sprint is completed, there is a button here. You can, once all the work in the sprint is done, you can complete the sprint, right?
Here I am able to see options such as report. If you are not able to find these options, just go to the project setting, click on these three dots, go to project settings, go to features, and you can enable these options. Reports, forms, many things are available. Whichever you want, you can enable. If you want to view the reports, you should enable this reports option here. So you can go back to the project settings now, and here if you go to the reports, you will be able to find burn up chart, burn down chart, right? It is readily available here. You do not need to do anything. If you just click on here, you select based on whatever the field that you want to select, story points, whatever the sprint that you want to select, that chart will be readily available here, right? It is showing here completed work. You can see this is the green line, right? So this is the guideline, means our estimated completion of the work, right? It is a end date of sprint December 7, right? December 7. The sprint date is from 23 November to 7th December. So this is the end date it will show. It is the gray line is our planned work completion. Green is actual work completed. This actual work completed will be displayed based on the this board that you can see here, whichever is completed here, right? So now you can complete the sprint by clicking on this option, right? Sprint cannot be completed as there are incomplete subtasks, right? So it is telling incomplete subtasks are available. So before completing the sprint, all the tasks here should be completed. It means if you go here, there are some subtasks you will be able to find. See here, you can see to do is there. You should make it done, should make it done. So once subtasks are completed, you can try to complete the sprint, right? But still there are complete issues and open issues. Move open issues to new sprint. Here you can see these are open issues. One is here, I have added some more user stories here. You can see this user story not yet completed. So it is showing you should move this to the next sprint, whichever is not completed. Here in the backlog, I have added one more epic, product comparison, and couple of sample user stories I have added. This user story is completed. These two are not yet completed. So it is asking us to move to the next sprint. Also, let us see how you can create the bug here. Suppose let us say this sprint is going on. Now I want to create, there is a bug or issue. So you can click on create. You can select a bug. You can give a bug description here. So let us say bug 1. I will give some sample, this one, bug 1. So then you can assign this one to some team members and you can click on create. So now bug 1 is created. You can click here. So it should be, we should add it to the sprint 1. It is asking, it is not, we have not selected the sprint there while creating a bug. So we can add it to the sprint 1. Add it to sprint 1. Now the bug is added to sprint 1. You should be able to see here, you can see the bug, right? And while creating a bug, there should be an option to add it to the sprint, right? See here, you should select the sprint so that it will automatically add to the sprint. Let us say I create a here bug 2. Let us say bug 2. If you find any issue while you are doing a testing, you can raise a bug here in the Jira, right? So these bugs will automatically get added. So this is the parent element you can select if you want, and I am telling here add it to sprint 1, right? So if I create now, you will see this under to do, right? 2 bugs are created. You can assign it to the respective developer so that they will work on this, right? Once it is fixed, you can move it to this particular, this one. While they are working, you will move it to in progress, right? And then while you are retesting, you move it here, right? So in this way you can work on sprint. And Atlassian will keep changing some of the features in Jira. They will make slight changes. It can vary from time to time. To familiar with Jira, you need to explore this more. You use various options here. You can explore and you can learn. It is not very complex tool. It's a simple one, and mostly by practicing and exploring more options, you will come to know better. And Atlassian might make a minor changes here and there in the Jira from time to time, but basic concepts will remain same, right? So this is about the Jira. Thank you for watching.